we call it the Estigate man building in Zimbabwe uses 35% less electricity than the other usual constructions because of the design imitated from termite mound. You see, this is now not the Estigate Center. They call it the Estigate Center. It's market center, huge market center, huge building. And go internet, go and see. There are videos how it works. It can show you the design and how it works. There. This is the same diagram in larger scale. Termite mound. This is the Estigate Center in Zimbabwe. Then the first heavy aircraft technologies were designed by imitating birds. I have told you, aircraft. When we see aircrafts, human beings first have to study how birds fly, how their wings work to design aircrafts. Therefore, when we say aircraft wing, aircraft flight technology, to copy flight technology to make airplanes, we have to first study those flying objects, flying organisms, the bats and wings of birds, wings of bats, and how they fly. And engineers imitated the human eye, I have told you already, to build camera. And the other is the movement of bio-robots, was designed from the kangaroo. You see, this is a robot similar to the shape of kangaroo. It can jump by using energy, it can jump like. Therefore, this robot has been imitated from kangaroo movement. The other is injection needle technology was copied from mosquito proboscis. This is a big miracle. When we observe the mosquito proboscis, we might observe just one single needle proboscis, the mouse part. You see, the mouse part of mosquito has 6 parts, 6 microscopic parts. When they are together, they can be visible to our naked eye. Individual parts are not visible. We can observe only these. These are all attached to this. You see, there are 6 parts. This is a sucker. This is a second tube. It has tube. This and this will hold our skin far apart for this to pierce in. You see, this one can sense where there are blood vessels, so that this can go to blood vessel and pierce blood vessel and suck our blood. You see, now scientists are constructing such a needle for injecting medicine into the human body. When they are designed in such a way, there is very minimum pain or no pain. You see, mosquitoes can pierce, can inject, or it can pierce and enter into our skin by using this type of proboscis without causing pain. What causes pain during mosquito bite is not the piercing action, the breaking action. It's spite saliva. It is the saliva is the pain, the cause of the pain, not the piercing or penetration of. Therefore, such needles will not cause pain, so that scientists are copying. Now they are designing such needles with 6 parts, so that when they are injected, especially this is very important when it comes to babies. Imagine many babies have needle phobia. Imagine they are suffering from deadly disease, bacterial disease. They have to get antibiotics, but impossible to give them unless you hold them tight. So such needles painless. So that's good for the future. Still they are on trial. And the other is sensors of electrical device, where electrical device sensors are emitted from neural nerve cells. And cutting saw is imitated from teeth of animals. Sharp. How teeth of animals work, how they are designed. They copied teeth of animals, different animals, and they designed cutting saw. Synthetic bulletproof vests, I have told you, we imitated from spider silks. Ceramics have been imitated from crack-resistant shellfish. There are some fish which have shell. These shells are made of crack-resistant, not easily cracked. They are very crack-resistant, so that ceramics can be We study the chemistry of the shellfish in detail so that we can make ceramics which can resist crack when they are boiled or when they hold hot liquids. This is a robotic arm designed from elephant's trunk. You can see, you can compare the elephant trunk. Come to the other slide. This is the robot, and this is the real elephant trunk. You see, it has been designed to hold and bring and put arrange materials. The other is other nature inspired products. You can see, if you go to Qatar spouts of tower, there is a tower building. That building has the cactus plant shape designed by cactus plant. Therefore, this is the source of inspiration. This inspired scientists, architects to build the Qatar Sprouts Tower. They call it Sprouts Tower. And the Seashell Nautilus House. If I will show you, I do have image Nautilus House. I think it is in Dubai. They imitated studying the shape of seashell, and they constructed a big building with many shopping malls and hotels and meeting halls in the form of Nautilus House. I mean, seashell. Palm Jumeirah, palm tree. This is, I think, in India or no, in Dubai again. Beijing National Stadium. This is a recent memory. Beijing National Stadium has been imitated from bird's nest. They call it the bird nest stadium. Bamboo tree. Taipei World Tower. I think Japan. Bamboo tree. This building is imitated from bamboo tree. These are all architectural works imitated. Cucumber fruit. This fruit. This is, I think. Okay. Next, lotus flower. We have said lotus flower. Served as inspiration for lotus temple. I think it is in India. Temple for, I think, some religion. Lotus flower temple. It is produced in the form. I will show you. There is a picture there. Cucumber fruit has been an inspiration for building a very tall tower in, I think, in England. Cherkin Tower, they call it. Robotic hand, I have already shown you elephant trunk. When it comes to I love to talk about this bullet train design. Kingfisher. You know kingfisher? It's a type of bird that flies up, sits down the water, and dives in and picks fish. This is the way it feels its nutritional need. Bullet train is a type of train in Japan, of course. You see, in Japan, Shinkansen bullet train, one of the fastest trains in the world, which runs 200 miles per hour. The first design, anatomical, the first design of this train has a problem. As the train passes through tunnels, closed space, in its journey, as it enters through closed underground spaces, tunnels, air pressure builds up in front of the train, and compressed air creates loud noise. That is known as tunnel boom. It's sonic boom. Loud noise. As the train passes the end of the tunnel, which disturbs the people living around the tunnel by noise pollution. A big blast, big boom. This was a problem for the people who live around the tunnel. Then the people, the government has to do some solution. E.J. Nakasu, an engineer and bird watcher, observed. Given this assignment, they gave the assignment to solve this problem of loud noise produced by this bullet train as it passes through the tunnels. He was, fortunately, was bird watcher, observed kingfishers diving into water without making a splash. As they dive, they don't make splash. He studied the beak of these birds, decided to mimicry. You see, it's mimicking the shape, the beak, the head, and the beak of this bird. Their streamlined shape. Therefore, you see, he changed the first design of the train was just like this one, the front part. This was the problem. It produced sonic boom, loud, um, disturbing sound. Then he changed the front part of the new train into that design by studying the beak of this kingfisher. You see, this is biomimicry in action. I call it biomimicry in action. And this is big veteran for Japanese. Now, let me tell you one big miracle. Big miracle. It says, uh, uh, look, E.J. Nakasubu, an engineer bird watcher, observed kingfishers diving into water without making a splash and decided to mimic their streamlined shape for train's design. The new design, you see, the new design solved the problem. What was the primary problem? Sound. Reduced the sound, no more sonic boom or tunnel boom. Improved the speed. Now not 200 miles per hour, more than 200 miles per hour. And shortened travel time, you see, shortened travel time so that people got to their destination earlier and decreased energy consumption. Imagine, you see, killing two birds with one stone means such innovation. When we copy living organisms, they do have rich source of knowledge for us if we can correctly study, understand, and copy it into our machineries. And therefore, we call it the Shinkansen bullet train and the kingfisher. They are highly related. And thanks for this fish, and thanks for this engineer studying it, solving, and also bringing some advantage. Less energy consumption, higher speed, and time also. He saved the time of travelers to reach to their destination. And it comes to this other innovations. Fish scale has been used to construct some garments, Kevlar garment. Insect larvae has been used, like insect larvae, worm. I have told you this. Robot. There are robots that move just like worms. Reef shark has been used as aerodynamic. The shape of reef shark has been used to design aeroplanes. Partridge bird used for camouflaging. Camouflaging means they camouflaging clothes, dresses, or just clothes that can change color according to the environment. When you close this clothes in green environment, it becomes green, so that you are not easily, especially for soldiers, not to be seen by enemies. You see, their clothing resembles the environment. This is camouflaging. Therefore, there is a bird, partridge bird. When this bird is in green environment, our color changes into green. When it is in red environment, its color becomes red. You can't easily identify red in red environment. This is well camouflaged. Therefore, how can this bird's feather? How can this bird's feather change color? Color is a matter of reflection of light. Imagine, matter of reflection of light. Which wavelength of light is reflected, which is absorbed, gives that color. If red is reflected, appears red. If every wavelength is visible wavelength is reflected, appears white. You see, therefore, they copied how the feathers of this birds work in reflection and absorption. They imitated it in making clothes, and these clothes are now a very perfect camouflage dress, especially for spies and for soldiers in the war zone. And the other is beeswax building block. For building block, just beeswax. It's not the wax, the hexagonal cell, the hexagonal cell, hexagonal structure, where bees store their wax. That shape is very tough. So if you design bodies of aircrafts by this hexagonal shape, it will be very tough, not easily broken by wind pressure, whatever it is. Therefore, a very smart shape, that hexagonal shape of beeswax container, the beehive, bee cell, building block. Gecko feet. Gecko is a type of lizard. Its feet can easily attach on walls as it moves up vertically. So they studied the feet of geckos. How can gecko feet attach on surfaces easily? They studied it and they produce gecko tape, just as we call it scotch tape, gecko tape, to attach something on walls. Fins of whale, lateral fins, noiseless fan, in order to produce a noiseless fan that can rotate in order to condition air inside. Noiseless fan. Cocklebur seed is used to produce velcro or hook. You can see this modern architecture. You can see this lotus leaf windshield. I will show you. Lotus flower temple, the lotus temple. Lotus leaf windshield. Modern architectural works. Now you have seen this, the East Gate, Zimbabwe. This is the lotus temple in India. You see the lotus flower, and this is the Beijing National Stadium inspired by bird's nest. Similar construction. This one is, I've told you, Gherkin Tower, inspired by Venus flower basket sponge. And this one, Shell, Aldar headquarters, inspired by seashell. I think it is Dubai. And others, you can see this one is the wind turbine blades, inspired by humpback whales wind turbine blades. Efficient in constructing wind energy. Cocklebur velcro, you can see this attachment. By the way, it has its own historical background for the idea of this velcro. We use it in our clothing, we use it in our bags, and for our shoes to have velcro. The man who first designed this velcro by imitating from the cocklebur seed. One day he went to a walk with his dog in a forest. When they come back, the dog's hairs, on the dog's hair, lots of this cocklebur attached. While he was attempting to pick, they are well attached, and you can see the seed here. You can see the seed here. He studied the seeds at microscopic level by using microscope, so that he designed what we call it velcro, or attaching parts of clothing or bags, even shoes, so that fastening. And you see, nature inspired. You can see this velcro. And this one is imitation from shark skin, microscopic shark skin. The shark skin is such design. The shark skin has such scales prevent contamination by bacteria. Multiplication of bacteria is very difficult on such skin. So scientists studied the shark skin, and similar design, synthetic shark skin, brought it into hospitals, because contamination is common in hospital environment. Nosocomial infection. There are patients there, and they carry disease-causing microorganisms, so that you may get bacteria multiplying on surfaces of the walls of hospitals. If you make the walls of hospitals and also the cabinets or the chest of drawers or the tables in this synthetic sharp skin, it is not easy for microorganisms to multiply, bacteria to multiply, so that they will not produce contamination. You can reduce hospital-acquired contaminations if you design the surface of hospital materials by the synthetic shark skin type surfaces. Then the other innovation here is, I will come to the other law here. Thank you very much. The first part of this unit has been completed. Thank you very much. Anyway.